Assuming the Niners don't trade Brock and the 11th pick for Cam Ward or Shadur Sanders, which is most likely going to happen, according to no sources, who do you think the target should be at 11 now that we've seen them go through a lot of testing at the combine and we're a little bit more familiar with them as prospects? Who do you guys like?
Do you want to start, Maj?
I'll go first.
No, he doesn't want to start. I can tell. He's buying time. Nick, you go.
All right, I'll go. I said this yesterday. I think Mason Graham's going to slip. Now,
he didn't do himself any favors.
What change? Yeah, exactly my point, and that's why I think he's going to slip to the Niners. And listen, if the Niners draft Mason Graham, I will be at the facility the next morning with 10 doubles from McDonald's, and I will be shoving them down his throat so he can bulk up 20, 30 more pounds and be an absolute demon. Okay, but for some reason though, with the Bears getting 2 offensive linemen. Now I could see them taking Mason Graham if he falls to 10. And does that mean Will Campbell falls? Does that mean Armand Membu is like a guaranteed slip to 11? Like, I think those are becoming more likely. So I wouldn't mind. I guess my top people are Membu, Will Campbell, Mason Graham, Will Johnson, and Walter Nolan. It's got to be.
But Nick, if Mason Graham or Will,
can I just say something I heard about Will Graham at the combine?
Will Campbell, Mason Graham, or Will Johnson?
No, Will Johnson. Will Johnson. What I heard about Will Johnson.
Yes,
this off the record, but apparently, take it for what it's worth. Will, don't sue me. Apparently, the coaches at Michigan aren't talking him up. Allegedly, the coaches at Michigan are privately kind of not saying the nicest things about him to NFL teams that ask. And I don't. They may feel like he didn't necessarily put forth his best effort in this past year. Don't know that much about him. I just heard this at the combine. It's probably something the Niners have heard.
Could it be like injury things? Like he probably could have come back from his injury this year. And
is that what happened? Did he have an injury? Did he shut himself down?
Yeah. I mean, he was done for like a year.
Allegedly, yes.
All right.
Maybe some teams don't care, but I think a lot of times whether a player rises or drops in the draft is dependent on what the team says about him privately. Like Richard Sherman fell to the 5th round once upon a time. And from what I heard, it was largely because Jim Harbaugh had nothing nice to say about him coming out of Stanford.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Jordan Free says if Mason Graham and Will Campbell are there, who do you take? I would love either. I would love either. I probably would lean Will Campbell, but the Niners would guarantee take Mason Graham over Will Campbell because they prioritize defensive line over offensive line every day of the week.
If they go D-line, they do prioritize. If they go D-line, do you think they would go tackle or D-end?
They go tackle unless something crazy happens. I could see them going Shamar Stewart, which is D-end out of Texas A&M. He's very similar build to Myles Garrett.
I don't think they would take Shamar Stewart.
All right,
dude. Okay, Grant.
No, just no disrespect. Let me. No disrespect. I know that he tested like Myles Garrett. The thing with Shamar Stewart is he had 4.5 sacks in college, and if they're going to take an edge rusher, I think they would take a guy with some more production.
He was playing with demons. Like that line is a great.
Okay, but Nick,
no disrespect. I don't know. Man, and then that's one reason they might not take Mykel Williams. The only thing with the Georgia guys is none of those Georgia guys put up big sack numbers in college, and they're all good in the NFL.
Mykel Williams is just really raw, but he's a freak athlete. And
he's great against the run.
If they were going defensive end, guaranteed, that's the only guy. Who are you taking over, like Shamar Stewart? Because you're not taking the guy from Marshall, Mike Green. I mean, I
would take 2 guys over him. I would take Mykel Williams, and I would take James Pierce Jr.
Thank you.
I like those 2 guys.
I could give you the Mykel Williams, but you really would take James Pierce Jr. when he's like not
small.
Like small. His pass rush moves aren't there
and
yet.
Character issues.
But he does have a very high pass rush win percentage the last 2 seasons. I mean, he wins, and he doesn't have to necessarily like bend the hoop around the edge and give up the B gap to win. He has a lot of inside counter moves. He's super fast. I like him. But I do like Mykel Williams. To me, he looks like Alden Smith. Yeah, he's built like Alden Smith, and I know he's raw, but also at Georgia, he's playing a lot of 4-eye. You put him out in the wide 9, I think he'd just have so much more freedom and
Grant.
space. Yes.
Grant, if Tyler Warren's there, you taking Tyler Warren?
Hell no. He's worth it, but the Niners can't because of the last 3 drafts they had. They can't make luxury picks. They've made nothing but luxury picks. Jake Moody, luxury pick. Cam Latu, luxury pick. Like, you got to go meat and potatoes now.
For me, if Will Johnson's there, you got to take Will Johnson. Like, people have literally compared Will Johnson to Pat Surtain. And I think, bro, me and Nick talked about
I don't think his coaches at Michigan are comparing him to Pat Surtain.
Well, yeah, but it's just like, I don't know. For me,
I'd love to know what Harbaugh thinks about him.
That's a good question.
That's
a good question. Harbaugh might love him. It might be the current coaching staff that felt like, yeah, he didn't give us the effort he gave Harbaugh, right?
Yeah, that's what
might be
thinking.
That. Yeah.
Keep going, Mosh.
In which case, it might be more of a them problem and not an us problem. You know.
I also like Walter Nolan. You guys haven't mentioned Walter Nolan. He's a dog. I just think he's gonna go later in the draft. Like, I think taking him at 11 would kind of be stupid.
Trade back to 6.
I like Walter Nolan too, but I don't think he fits the Niners defense, and I think he's gonna go to like the Eagles or something.
What do you guys think about Mike Green? Because I've seen some people like talking about Mike Green.
All I know is I was there for Mike Green talking to the media at the combine, and he kept having to answer questions about the time that he was accused of doing something awful in high school and the time he was accused of doing something awful in college, and they were similar. And he got off both times, and it never went anywhere. But it's like,
but he had.
I can't see the Niners drafting a guy where they'd have to ask those questions over and over and over again in the opening press conference. Not going to happen.
Yeah. I'm good. And he had to transfer colleges when the one in college happened too, Grant. So.
Listen, in this draft, there's a lot of good picks. I really will be happy with anyone that we pick at 11. It's just hopefully we don't screw it up and take like a freaking random. But I don't know. I like Kelvin Banks. I like
Will to see them trade
Campbell.
back.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like with Membu at 11, I feel like he's getting a lot of hype. Like, he's very good. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like he's getting a lot of hype just because he ran a 4.91.
I mean, his feet are just so good.
He had good tape, and now it's like, okay, so you're a 330-pound dude who runs a 4.9. Oh, so you're a freak athlete as well as a dude with good tape. Like, it's really hard to find 330-pound offensive linemen with good tape who run like that. Those are more rare than quarterbacks.
And on top of it, their last pick being Purdy has great feet, and he showed he has great feet this year and can move really well. So if they do something that's similar to that, they're probably thinking it's going to work out very similar. So I could see them going that move.
Let me ask you this. What did you guys think of my boy at the combine?
Which one?
My boy.
I don't know who's your boy.
Milroe.
Oh,
why did he not test? Answer me this. Why would he not test?
I don't know. Because he would have ran a 4.3. It would have been crazy.
So he's going to go out here, throw the ball.
Hey, he threw better than Will Howard.
Okay, listen. I don't know what happened to that guy because I really think Will Howard could actually.
I know what happened to Will Howard.
He's good too.
I know what happened to Will Howard. He's not going to be okay. He's like DTR, who I thought was going to be okay. He's the next Chip Kelly quarterback. They all put up great numbers in college. None of them pan out. None of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry. I love DTR. I fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, not going to happen. Will Howard, I'm out.
But why would you not test? Like, you throw the ball and like basically are telling NFL teams you're determined to play quarterback, but you didn't look great. You looked better than Will Howard, but you didn't look great. And then you don't test, which is your best skill set in the draft. Like,
maybe some team was like, look, don't test. We're going to take you in round 3.
Well, Max Crosby's not going to the. Max Crosby just got extended. Max Crosby just got extended too.
Wow.
Oh, really? Max Crosby?
3 year,
oh, man. Watch out for the Raiders. Now they're going to finish 5-12 next year.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, you're getting DNs is not, I mean, outside of Garrett, like, it's hard to get DNs. Bosa's going to have a lot of trade.
I thought the Stafford rumors last week were just hilarious. Like, what are the Raiders going to do with Matthew Stafford? Win 7 games?
Or the Giants.
What are you going to do?
At 11, why don't we draft a kicker?
Hey, every day that this $45 million a year offers on the table and Brock Purdy doesn't take it, I think it's more likely he gets traded. Every day it doesn't get it's not going up. It is what it is. If you don't like it today, why are you going to like it tomorrow? How is it going to grow on you? Like, I think he's getting traded.
I'm assuming you think it's going to be like a 4-year deal, right?
It could be 3 or 4. Either one.
Okay.
3. So it can be what's 45 times 3?
135.
135. Yeah, 135.
Yeah.
5 135.
I suck at math, so I'm not
so
480.
Yeah. So say we'll just stick to numbers. 3/135. What's the guaranteed?
Ooh, good question. I don't know. What do you think it would be? What would the signing bonus be?
My guess would be if it was 3/135. My guess would be 90 to 95 guaranteed with a 25 to 30 signing bonus. That'd be my guess. Somewhere in there.
That's doable. I mean, they're going to have to pay more to Nick Bosa on April 1st. 29. Which one of you said they might trade him? Was it you, Nick?
Yeah, I didn't say they might.
But it makes sense. It makes sense.
I'm saying
it saves you cash.
It
saves you cash, and you actually get something for him as opposed to Debo and Ayuk, which is like
he has the most,
maybe day 3
most trade value on our team. He's making a lot of money, and it would make sense to listen to calls if you could get 2 first-round picks, 2 first rounds, and a
like a first this year and a first next year. Now you have 2 firsts, and you could take Armand Membu and Michael Williams, or whatever you want to do. Like you could replace Bosa immediately.
Can you imagine?
And get an offensive lineman.
Can you imagine if you did like what the Rams did, where you get 2 like players on the D line and change your whole D line around? But instead of doing that, where they did it in the first and like the 4th, you do it in 2 in the first.
Boom, boom. Yeah. Yeah. Instead of having Bosa, now we have Mason Graham and James Pierce, or Mason Graham and Shamar Stewart. Like, boom. Yeah. Like, Bosa's great, but these guys are cheaper, and it's 2. It's freaking 2.
Yeah. That's
so crazy. I can see him doing that.
And then next year, you have another 2.
What team would Bosa go to?
What team? I don't even know. Don't ask.
I don't know.
You're asking too many questions.
The Browns.
Yeah,
the Browns.
Grant, you're just sending everyone.
They're losing Myles Garrett. They need someone, right?
Yeah, that contract though. The Browns just aren't going to take that on. I don't even know where he'd go, because I was just thinking about this yesterday, and I just brought up the idea of it. I have no idea where he'd go. Don't ask me that. I don't know. I don't know who would pay him.
I'm all for trading Nick Bosa. He's overpaid. He's going to miss a few games a year. He's never gonna. That contract was ridiculous. They signed it thinking that there'd be defensive players eclipsing that every year. No one has. He's still the highest paid defensive player in football. It was a bad contract.
Micah will.
Bosa, though? Like Bosa fell off a cliff.
Who will? Micah
Parsons. Yeah.
Okay.
Micah will.
All right.
Yeah.
Still. But yeah,
I don't know if that's going to be the Cowboys, but I think he will. Now, I think the Bosa trade gets even more likely if Micah gets traded, because then like you're telling me right now, Micah gets traded for 2 firsts and a 3rd, and the Niners aren't going to be picking up the phone going, "Hey,
we like 2 firsts and a 3rd." Shit. Yeah.
Hey, what do you think?
We got a guy.
Bosa? Yeah, we got a guy. They would. So I could see that.
This is going to be an exciting offseason. And last year was just the Niners giving out hella cash to people already on the team. It was ridiculous. Yeah. Now they could be trading people. They could be getting multiple first-round picks.
They should have been doing before.
I love it.
Instead of
we have a quarterback change.
Dude, okay.
I think the fact that Brian Greasy bailed is suspicious. Yeah, he wanted to spend time with his family, yada, yada, yada. Brian Greasy bailed. I think that means that there could be a quarterback change this offseason. Don't rule it.
The biggest thing you want this offseason is a quarterback change, because that's what I
want. Aaron Rodgers on the team. What I want is Aaron Rodgers on the team. I think that would be the best for me and my bottom line.
Yeah, Grant, I have an idea. What if we bring back Carmazzi?
Oh, yeah. He's probably 45. Why not?
Bring back Colin Kaepernick.
Drucken Miller.
Grant says, screw the 45 mil. Give me somebody who is 45.
Bro, let's bring back Colin Kaepernick.
But here's Colin Kaepernick. What position do you not want to address in the draft? What position do you not want to address in that? They have like 11 picks.
Dude. I actually think this is a really good question, because they're not, with 11 picks, that's a lot of picks. But I think they're going to double up in some positions, and I don't think they're going to be able to fully address all the holes. So what picks do I not want them to address? Give me...
Dude, I don't know. I want them to draft safety, corner. Like, I want them to draft... I don't know. I don't think, Nick, because you said yesterday that you want the Niners to draft 2 running backs. I don't think we need 2 running backs. That would be stupid.
Well, they're getting 2 running backs, whether it's an undrafted and a 5th, undrafted and a 4th. I said 4th and a 7th. Like, I could see that happening. 5th and a 7th.
I don't know.
You want to bet money that 3 get picked up, even if 2 of them are undrafted? Shanahan's
but like we have already people on our practice squad. No, like I don't know why do we need 3 freaking running backs?
How about no kicker in the draft? How about can we start there? No kickers in the draft this year?
Sure.
No kickers. No kickers.
But Grant, I thought you wanted the kicker from Miami. What happened to that? Like you guys don't.
He's probably going to go undrafted because of how deep this draft is. I'm so serious.
There's no way. Actually,
you can make him a priority free agent.
Yeah. Do the same thing like, we did with that D tackle. Give him $1 million guaranteed.
Evan Anderson.
Yeah, Evan Anderson. Yep.
That's a guy that I think could actually make an impact in year 2.
I think he's a good player. I think he's like getting kind of built into his own body and like understanding how to move with how big he is. And I think
he's a much better prospect at that position than anyone the Niners have at the end.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
So maybe they factor that in when they're making their pick in round 1. We got Evan Anderson, dude, so maybe we don't need Mason Graham.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I don't think the Niners are going to draft a kicker or a punter. That's the only 2 positions. Like I think the Niners got to draft just who's best.
They might have to draft a punter round 1. Mitch Wishnowski. No one said anything about his back.
11. Why not pick 11 or draft a long snapper?